Hello everyone, William here from Florida in the United States, and welcome back to English with Uncle Billy and something new, way new now, okay? This is the beginning of our podcast, okay? And it's called Conversational Confidence with William, CCW. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Well, we're going to build some confidence in you. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I'm a conversational English tutor. Okay. And I want to build confidence in my students. All right. And that's what this is about. This is season 1. I have 10 episodes. Okay. 10 episodes that we're going to get through. So we're not going to rush. Different subject matters, all relating to becoming a more confident English speaker. Because that's what you're learning another language. It's difficult, okay? It's difficult learning another language, talking with other people, okay? So what is the first thing that you can think of that makes you hesitant to talk English with somebody? And remember, this is an English channel, English, speaking channel. You're going to learn new things, okay? And sometimes I start rattling off real quick. No, I'll try to slow down. Hesitant. What does that mean? Is that a new word for anybody? Hesitant. That means you're really not sure if you want to go forward with the lesson. And I get that sometimes with new students. I sent him a message, said, why didn't you come to your lesson? Well, I was afraid. Afraid of what? You're 5,000 miles away, for God's sakes. I can't hurt you. Huh? There's no need to be afraid. That's why you're coming here to me online to practice your conversational skills in English, to learn new vocabulary. That's the biggest thing I hear from students, because they don't have the vocabulary to carry on what we say an adult conversation. Well, the only way you're going to get that is if you practice with an adult and not a 10 or 12-year-old, okay? You need to practice with someone close to your age or older in some cases. All right. People over 50, maybe. All right. That's a good start. So, yeah. So what are the effective ways that you can learn and practice your English speaking skills? I just dropped something. So I got to turn the camera off by myself here. So, yeah, so hang on a second. So now that you've learned those new words, okay, now you got to practice with those words. What are you going to do with them? You have to make sure that you continually pronounce them correctly. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Repetition, reinforcement. Have somebody listen to you. Record yourself. And I know you say, well, how do I know if I pronounce it right when I record myself? Well, you don't. But you'll get a good idea by listening to yourself if you pronounce that word correctly. Okay? So repetition, over and over and over. All right? Writing skills. Okay? Writing skills. Practice your writing. Write those words. It helps. Flashcards is another way. Okay? Flashcards. You want to be a better English speaker? You need to pull out all the stops. Flashcards. Put them all over your house, on your microwave, on your stove, when you go in and out of a door. What is that door called? In English. You're probably wondering, how in the world do I know all these answers? I said, William must be a genius. No, he's not a genius. Some of you know that have been studying Spanish now for over a year, and I'm taking the advice of my students. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Write down. Write what you're doing. Okay? Write those sentences down. 3-word phrases. Repeat, repeat, repeat. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay? Really. This is what the students tell me, and I will tell you, I have had the hardest time remembering. I could say 2 phrases all day long, over and over and over. And then when you repeat it back to me in English and tell me, say it in Spanish, I'm going to look at you with the dumbest look you probably have ever seen in your life. And I have no idea. I can't remember. And I don't know how to remember. I keep trying. But I can tell you what we talked about a month ago, you and I probably, at a lesson. I know I could. Do it all the time. Short-term memory. It's not there. I think it has something to do back when I was in high school. Remember, I grew up in the 70s. Things were a little bit different back in the 70s than they are today. Okay, we did things a little different. So just keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, this first session here. Word association, maybe. You see a word, associate that with something. It's a picture, a frame, a clock. What does that remind you of, okay? And I'm looking down because I have notes because I can't remember everything. Because remember, I can't remember my Spanish, but I could sit here and recite to you what I want to say to you. But I do have to look at some notes from time to time. I don't get it. So go back and listen to this again. Reflect on some of the things that I've said because they're true. They really are. Practice reading aloud. All right? Read aloud. And don't say practice. Study your English. Okay? Like I study my Spanish. Okay? Even if it's 10 minutes 4 times a day. That's a lot. That's 40 minutes. Do it 10 minutes at a time. Don't say, I'm going to sit down for an hour. No, do it for 10 minutes. Okay? Don't get frustrated. It should be a positive experience for you. Okay? All right. So there you have it. CCW. Conversational confidence with William. You just went through the first class, the first lesson, the first episode. All right? And I hope I see you back here shortly for the next 9. All right? Take care.